Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jocelyn, and for today's topic, I'm going to discuss the new e-travel system, which is Philippines' latest travel declaration form. So what is this travel declaration form? So Philippines is going to roll out this during the holiday season starting in December. So what will happen with the new e-arrival card? The e-arrival card will be phased out soon, and travelers will have to use the new e-travel. However, for those of you who will still have to travel in the coming days, you will still have to fill out the e-arrival card as long as the e-travel system has not been fully implemented. More details will be coming soon from the Philippine government. The e-travel will have to be done online, so that means you will have to go online, use a personal computer or your phone to register, and you will have to input all your personal information. And then at the end of the registration, you will generate a barcode. So this is actually similar to One Health Pass or the e-arrival, except that you will still have to download the QR code, and then a copy of the registration code or barcode will be sent to your email address. So this is actually the email address where you will get the barcode. Here is the official dashboard of the new e-travel, which is the Philippine One-Stop Electronic Travel Declaration System. This is actually replacing the e-arrival card. To register, either you are a Philippine passport holder or a foreign passport holder, and you must enter your email address. Also, you will have to agree to the data privacy and affidavit of undertaking. A new feature of the e-travel is that you can update your registration. So if there are changes to your flight information or to any information, you can update your registration. To proceed, you must fill up your personal information, providing your personal profile. Let's start with your first name and your last name. Make sure that the information is the same as it appears in your travel document or in your passport. Okay, you must provide your passport number, your sex, your birth date, and your citizenship. Now, if you are a US citizen, it's actually harder to find your citizenship here because you have to use the drop-down menu and find American. So if you try to scroll down, you will find the American Samoan, but you have to scroll down farther so you can find American. So let me show you here. Okay, so under letter U, which is United States, you will find your citizenship, which is American. It's the same thing with your country of birth, so try to type in United States, but you must use the drop-down menu to find United States. After entering your country of birth, you must provide your occupation. There's also a drop-down menu where you can select occupation. Once you have entered your occupation, you must now provide your mobile number, which is your personal phone number or cell phone number abroad. So just enter the information here, and then you will have to click next. Step 2 is your address information. You must provide your permanent country of residence. If you are leaving from the US, you must provide United States. Next, you must also provide your specific address or home address. You must provide your house number, the street name, the building, city, state, or province. And then after that, you must click next. For step 3, you must provide your travel information. For travel details, your Philippine arrival or your date of arrival. And then you must also provide your country of origin, in which case we are just using United States as an example of country of origin. And then you must also provide your purpose of travel, for example, holiday, pleasure, or vacation. You must also provide your flight or vessel number. If you are flying, then you must provide your flight number. Also, you must provide your airline information. After that, you must also provide the airport or seaport of arrival. For airport, you can select from the drop-down menu. Let's say, for example, you are arriving from Ninoy Aquino International Airport and the type of traveler. For example, aircraft passenger, and then you will have to click next. Let's move on to step 4, which is also part of your travel information, and this is your health declaration. You must provide your COVID-19 vaccine information, which is the date of your first dose. Also, you must provide the name of vaccine in the drop-down menu. If you are vaccinated, you must provide your second dose and the date of vaccination for the second dose. Please take note of the definition of a fully vaccinated individual. If you worked, visited, and transited in the last 30 days, you must provide the name of country, but it is only optional. You must also provide the history of exposure to COVID-19 in the last 14 days, or if you have been sick in the past 30 days. Step 5 of the Etravel will show the summary of the personal information and the travel details that you have submitted, including your health declaration. So make sure that you provide all the correct information, and then once everything has been submitted, you will be able to generate a QR code. So this is actually the dashboard that you will see once you have successfully registered to the Etravel. Aside from being able to download a QR code, a copy of the QR code will also be sent to your email address, so make sure that you have a valid email address. What are the rules for the unvaccinated? If you are unvaccinated, you must have a negative antigen test taken within 24 hours prior to departure, and it should show in this Etravel system. So you must answer no for the COVID vaccine question. If you have any other questions or comments, please post them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Again, thank you guys for supporting my channel. And if you haven't liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. I always welcome new subscribers. Thank you guys for watching. I hope everyone is staying safe and have a great day.